Let's jump right in. If you've been anywhere near the internet, or honestly, just talking to people about health news lately, you've definitely heard this massive cultural buzz around a brand new word, Retatrutide. People are talking about it like it's the absolute next big breakthrough in weight loss, pointing to these literally unbelievable numbers and claiming it makes all the older medications look basically obsolete. Okay, let's unpack this. Because while the excitement is actually based on some truly fascinating science, there are some massive hidden realities that the whole online hype machine is just completely ignoring. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what this drug is, why it's so powerful, and the very real dangers you absolutely need to know about.
But before we take a single step further, I need to make something crystal clear. This explainer is strictly for informational purposes, and it's based directly on scientific articles. You should never, ever use unauthorized substances or consider any medical treatment without consulting your doctor first. Seriously, talk to your doctor.
Now I gotta ask, have you caught the hype? Like, have you been seeing the crazy posts and articles floating around about this? Let me know down in the comments. And hey, while you're there, please hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do these deep dives into medical science all the time, taking really complex research and making it super easy to understand. Your support helps us keep making these explainers for you.
All right, part 1, the power of 3. Let's look at the underlying science.
The absolute crucial thing to understand here is that retatrutide is what scientists call a triple hormone receptor agonist. Now, Eli Lilly developed this, and it is a genuinely innovative approach to metabolic therapy. Instead of just targeting one single pathway in the body to help manage obesity and metabolic disease, retatrutide actually targets 3 distinct hormone receptors simultaneously. It's like a metabolic triple threat.
And that power of 3 breaks down exactly like this. First up, you have GLP-1. That targets the brain and the gut to control your appetite. This is actually what most of the current weight loss drugs do. Then you have GIP, which targets the pancreas to improve metabolic control and insulin sensitivity. But here is the real game changer, the glucagon receptor. By targeting the liver and adipose tissue, body fat, this component literally drives energy expenditure and fat burning. So it's a 3-pronged attack on metabolic dysfunction.
Moving on to part 2, record-breaking weight loss.
Check out this number. This right here is why the whole world is paying attention. In the Phase 3 Triumph-1 trial, which is looking ahead to 2026, researchers reported that participants on the highest dose of retatrutide saw an average weight reduction exceeding 28% of their entire body weight. I mean, wow, that is a staggering figure in the world of clinical weight management. To put that percentage into perspective, it translates to an astonishing average of 71.2 pounds lost among those trial participants. 71 pounds. But it wasn't just about the number on the scale. The trials also showed substantial relief from severe osteoarthritis pain in the knee, and it's even being looked at as the first medication of its kind to help treat moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea in adults with obesity. The underlying mechanics of this really show why those results are just so incredibly high. See, older generations of these drugs focus primarily on making you consume fewer calories by basically suppressing your appetite. But retatrutide? It changes the whole equation. Because of that glucagon component we talked about a minute ago, it actively increases thermogenesis. This means the body is essentially tricked into burning way more energy. So you eat less and you burn more at the exact same time. It's wild.
But hold on. Section 3, what everyone is missing. Let's get a reality check.
You see, older GLP-1 medications, the Ozempics and Wegovy's of the world, they have gone through the ringer and are fully FDA approved for their specific uses. Retatrutide, as of right now, looking toward 2026, it is not FDA approved. It is purely an investigational drug. Let me repeat that, investigational. It cannot be legally prescribed by your doctor for commercial use, and you absolutely cannot just go buy it at your local pharmacy. It's still undergoing intense scrutiny to ensure it's actually safe for the general public over the long term.
And honestly, that scrutiny is absolutely crucial because of the adverse effects. Just like other drugs in this class, it causes gastrointestinal issues, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. But the clinical trials also noted fatigue, headaches, and perhaps most importantly, cardiovascular concerns. Researchers actually observed dose-dependent increases in heart rate and occasional mild to moderate cardiac arrhythmias. Because of this, long-term cardiovascular outcome trials are still completely required just to ensure this drug doesn't pose a major threat to your heart.
Plus, the highest doses, the ones that yield those massive weight loss numbers we talked about, they come with a real catch. In certain groups on the maximum 12 milligram dose, around 16% of the trial subjects had to discontinue the treatment entirely. Why? Because the adverse events were just simply too much to handle. So yes, the drug is incredibly powerful, but the side effects can be really intense.
Which leads us to the most critical part of this explainer. Section 4, the black market danger.
Because people are so incredibly desperate for these record-breaking results, this seriously dangerous trend has emerged. You've probably seen research peptide vendors or experimental compound suppliers popping up all over the internet. Let me be very clear here. Buying from these sources is a massive, massive risk to your life. These products completely bypass FDA quality controls. They are not monitored for safety. The active ingredients, they might be wrong, completely missing, or even dosed at toxic levels. And because the manufacturing is entirely unregulated, you have literally zero idea what is actually floating around inside that vial.
Health authorities have laid out some terrifying, highly specific risks associated with these black market peptides. When you inject unauthorized products, you are literally risking injecting industrial solvents, heavy metals, or even physical particles. We're talking microscopic glass, fibers, or plastic. You could be injecting dangerous bacteria and endotoxins that can lead to severe infections, massive liver or kidney damage, and frankly, life-threatening blood clots. It's a total gamble.
In fact, I want to read this sobering quote directly from Health Canada just to really hammer this point home. They state, consumers taking unauthorized peptide drugs are exposed to a variety of risks, including growth of cancerous tumors. Think about that. This isn't just about getting a bad stomachache. By bypassing medical professionals and trying to shortcut the system with unregulated experimental chemicals, you are rolling the dice with your life.
Which really leaves us with this final, super important question. Is the promise of massive weight loss truly worth the serious, potentially fatal risks of injecting an unapproved, potentially contaminated substance into your body? Always, always talk to your doctor. Now, listen up. If you want to truly master the science of metabolic health, understand exactly how your body processes energy, and learn the safe, proven, evidence-based ways to transform your life without relying on dangerous black market shortcuts, you need to read my new ebook. I've taken all this cutting-edge science on metabolism and sustainable weight management and distilled it into one comprehensive, super easy-to-read guide. And it is available right now for just $19.90. Seriously, do not skip this. For $19.90, you are getting the real scientific blueprint to health. It's a no-brainer. The link is right there in the description. Buy it right now. Protect your health and empower yourself with actual knowledge. Thank you so much for watching this explainer. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.